Mike had only 7 days left before his release from prison, but he had already made up his mind. He was going to escape. He didn't care that if he got caught, he'd spend the rest of his life behind bars. First, he styled his hair using water from the toilet, then slipped into a stolen police uniform. Disguised as a guard, he walked out casually. Even after 5 years in prison, no one recognized him. The long beard he'd been growing for 2 years was already gone. At the gate, the warden stopped him, but then, mistaking him for a new guard, let him pass. Mike knew he had just 10 minutes before the police spread out in all directions to find him. He hurried to a car, hotwired it, and drove straight to the airport. But instead of boarding a flight, he walked into a nearby supermarket. For just $3, he bought a waiter's jacket and headed for a Rolls-Royce parked outside. The owner mistook him for a valet and handed over the key. Now behind the wheel, Mike drove straight to his girlfriend's house, only to find she had moved out, and the police were already there, waiting for him. That's when Mike noticed a thin metal strip on an officer's shoulder. He recognized it instantly, the same kind used in a bomb blast he'd once witnessed. In reality, it was a security thread from a brand new Canadian banknote, one that hadn't even been released yet. The police were stunned and demanded more information. Mike agreed, but on one condition, a monthly salary of $70, and instead of a prison cell, he'd live in a hotel. The police accepted, with one warning: he was not to leave a 20-kilometer radius of the station. The deal was done. Now, free from a cell, Mike visited a store one day, where a wealthy woman was donating expensive clothes. In conversation, he learned her husband had passed away, and she didn't want to live alone. With his charm, Mike not only left with the clothes, but also an invitation to move into her home. The next day, when the police came to check his hotel, they found only a note at reception: Mike's new address, a lavish mansion in the heart of the city. On the rooftop, they found him sipping coffee and reading the newspaper. His new job? Taking care of the woman's young granddaughter.